Renegade Immortal Episode 115. Who would have thought that Brother Motzi, by merely drinking a drop of wine, would advance from the mid-stage of adaptation to the grand perfection of the late stage of adaptation? If his artistic conception is perfected, he can directly reach the questioning stage. Picking up from last time, I have sealed your entire body with my divine ability. At this moment, there's not a trace of immortal power left in your body. Let's see how you die. As he said this, Wang Lin couldn't help but recall his experience on Vermilion Bird Star, when his cultivation was crippled and he became a cripple. Fellow Taoist Yao, how about we make a deal? Originally, Wang Lin planned to seal Yao Shixue until her lifespan was exhausted. But if Yao Shixue could answer one question, Wang Lin would reduce her sentence by 50 years. Ask away. Why are you so eager to enter the Immortal's cave? I just want to go in. No reason. You brought this upon yourself. The wind immediately caused the forbidden circle to shrink, instantly enveloping Yao Shixue and flying her into a storage bag. After dealing with Yao Shixue, Wang Lin finally entered the Immortal Emperor's cave. What greeted his eyes was a cluster of pavilions resembling a mortal emperor's palace. It's worth mentioning that all the buildings here were actually constructed from immortal jade. Unfortunately, there was an extremely powerful forbidden seal on them. Otherwise, Wang Lin would surely have dug out all this immortal jade. After a careful inspection, Wang Lin stopped at a 3-story pavilion. He didn't expect there to be a seal on this pavilion as well, with even the 3 steps below being forbidden. This immortal's cave, inside and out, was filled with immortal realms. He wondered, could this really be the abode of some immortal? He suppressed his thoughts and simply sat down cross-legged. He studied this formation for 3 days, his eyes bloodshot. He could only discern over 3,000 variations and was still some distance from finding a flaw. Such was the allure that he repeatedly activated the restriction to observe the changes. In his mind, the full picture of the restriction gradually pieced together. In this month, the ancient restrictions he had learned in the past continuously merged in collision with this restriction. He actually subtly broke through a bottleneck that had plagued him for years. It was as if his eyes were suddenly opened. At this point, he had a 40% certainty of breaking the formation, a level of skill enough to make even 1,000-year-old monsters sigh in admiration. Another month passed, and his deductions became even more profound. When his certainty increased to 50%, Wang Lin finally stood up. With a calm demeanor, he took a step, finding nothing amiss. Immediately after, he took 9 more steps, each precisely landing in the gaps of the restriction. By now, he had covered 6 zhang. These mere 6 zhang were the result of 2 months of painstaking effort, as he had painstakingly calculated a safe path from tens of thousands of variations. For an ordinary cultivator, even with 1,000 years of cultivation, they might not dare to walk it. Wang Lin knew well that one wrong step at this moment, with his cultivation, would leave him no chance of survival. By breaking the restriction, he temporarily gained the qualification to possess the Immortal's cave. As long as you don't die, no one else will enter here. A calm voice came from the void, followed by a finger-sized crystal token. This is the power of the Immortal's cave. With this token, you can enter the Immortal's cave. Wang Lin grasped the token, his gaze sweeping over the wine pot on the stone table inside the hall. Although the restriction on the wine pot was exquisite, it couldn't stump Wang Lin. He opened the lid of the pot, and a clear, potent aroma of wine wafted towards him. Inside the pot were actually 10 drops of fine wine. Immortal's wine hidden here was definitely no ordinary item. He struggled internally for a moment, then poured out a drop and ingested it. The moment the wine liquid entered his throat, Wang Lin's entire body suddenly turned crimson. A surge of violent immortal power instantly swept through his body, spreading rapidly. His eyes gradually became clouded, and he leaned back on the stone stool, his head tilted, falling into a deep sleep. This sleep lasted for a full year. In his slumber, the immortal power within him grew wildly, at a speed so astonishing that even Tian Yunzi would click his tongue in amazement. The golden core in his dantian silently shattered, actually being devoured and assimilated by the immortal power. Within 10 zhang, the free-floating immortal qi emanating from his body had become as dense as fog in a year. On this day, Wang Lin slowly opened his eyes. He abruptly stood up, cautiously scanning his surroundings. He only remembered drinking a drop of wine and then being overwhelmed by the immortal power and falling into a deep sleep. Upon internal inspection, Wang Lin's pupils constricted, his face filled with shock. The immortal power in his body had long surpassed the grand perfection of the late stage of adaptation. He only needed to perfect his artistic conception, and he could attempt to break through to the questioning stage. What kind of wine is this? Truly, worldly affairs are about cherishing blessings. If he hadn't accidentally entered this immortal's cave, even with immortal jade, he wouldn't know how many years of cultivation it would take to reach this realm. Wang Lin was not a greedy person. He integrated the crystal token into his mind, and amidst a flashing light, his figure vanished from within the hall. Outside the immortal's cave, on the platform where the stone gate originally was, Wang Lin appeared amidst a flash of light. The spirit of the immortal's cave was already gone, and even the stone gate had vanished without a trace. If not for the few spots of Yao Shishue's blood splattered on the ground, he would almost doubt if the place he was in was real. Wang Lin pondered for a moment, then his figure transformed into an afterimage and swiftly moved along the dragon path outside the platform. He passed over 11 platforms along the way. The stone statues sealed by Yao Shishue still remained in their original state, without the slightest change. After his cultivation greatly increased within the immortal's cave, Wang Lin had reached the grand perfection of the late stage of adaptation, and his speed had made a qualitative leap compared to before. In just half a month, he returned to the first platform. The platform was empty, but with his current cultivation, coupled with 2 months of experience in breaking restrictions, a slight investigation allowed him to vaguely detect the teleportation array left by the blood ancestor. Looking at the formation, Wang Lin pondered for a moment. He took out Yao Shishue's 4 storage bags from his embrace. With a sweep of his divine sense, even with his composure, he couldn't help but gasp in surprise. One storage bag was actually filled with immortal jade. A rough estimate of the quantity showed it was more than 10 times what Yao Shishue had previously given him. A faint smile appeared at the corner of Wang Lin's mouth. He put away the storage bag, and his divine sense probed the second one. At this sight, his eyes immediately flashed with excitement. Inside the bag were no less than 1,000 blood-colored jade talismans. When he fought with Yao Shishue, he already knew how powerful these jade talismans were. Their sealing power was extremely strong. The blood light released after they shattered could not only defend, but also attack if one had the corresponding incantations and mental cultivation methods. Although the items in the third storage bag were miscellaneous, even containing women's clothing and perfumes, as his divine sense swept across, his eyes narrowed. Inside the bag, more than 10 blood soul pills were neatly placed, their runes dim and lusterless. And in a corner, another blood soul pill was stored separately, its runes faintly flickering. This separately stored blood soul pill was 80% likely to be real. The rest were probably fakes. 3 days later, on the ancient mountain 1,000 li away from the Gushio City military camp, blood light flickered and Wang Lin appeared there. The dazzling sunlight flashed into his eyes. He looked around, as if a lifetime had passed. Taking a deep breath, Wang Lin transformed into a long rainbow and headed straight for the military camp. Before long, he approached the military camp. Just then, a strong killing intent firmly locked onto him. If I don't save 13, what do have I, Wang Lin, sought my entire life? This question highlights Wang Lin's deep protectiveness towards his protégés. Unexpectedly, to rescue 13, he fought his way directly to the demon general's mansion. It must be said that when Brother Motzi gets serious, it's truly exhilarating to witness. To continue the story, the returning guards immediately spotted Wang Lin. A black-armored giant swept a cold gaze over them, then waved his right hand, declaring, "Intruders will be killed without mercy." Simultaneously, the three commanders behind him transformed into streaks of black light and charged forward. Although Sima Yan recognized Wang Lin, he hesitated for a moment before gritting his teeth and following. Three of these attackers had cultivation equivalent to the early stage of soul transformation, while the black-armored giant had reached the late stage. In the past, Wang Lin could have won, but it would have required significant effort. Now, however, he was at the grand perfection of the late stage of soul transformation, making him invincible among his peers. Retreat, Wang Lin uttered faintly, just 2 words. Though his voice was soft, it contained the spiritual power of a grand perfection soul transformation late-stage cultivator, sounding like a sudden clap of thunder to the fore. The three commanders in the early stage of soul transformation, facing such a vast difference in cultivation, immediately turned pale and involuntarily stopped in their tracks. Only the black-armored giant, being in the late stage of soul transformation, barely managed to resist. As Wang Lin took a step forward, the 10,000 demon soldiers ahead automatically parted, creating a path. The old soldiers, recalling their awe for this former commander from years ago, felt it surge once more. Finally, when Wang Lin was 20 steps away, sweat beaded on the black-armored giant's forehead. "Wang Lin, what do you intend to do?" "This is my military camp," the giant demanded. "What do you think I intend to do?" Wang Lin retorted. "You've been missing for over a year, and Lord Demon General already dismissed you as commander," the giant stated. "Where are my 2 attendants?" Wang Lin asked. He had already swept the camp with his divine sense upon entering, but found no trace of 13 or Hupao. Reaching his right hand back, he grabbed Sima Yan, pulling him forward. "Where are my attendants?" Wang Lin repeated. Sima Yan stammered, "Half a year after you left, he disappeared." Wang Lin gave Sima Yan a cold look, too lazy to say more. He immediately used the soul-searching art, and his divine sense frantically traversed Sima Yan's memories. Over a year's worth of past events unfolded like a scroll. Half a year ago, 13 and Hupa had a dispute. Hupa no longer wanted to wait for the Xiaohui tribe, but 13 insisted on staying in the military camp. In the end, Hupa left alone and was easily captured by Sima Yan. His cultivation was crippled for violating military rules, and he was thrown into the black prison. 3 months later, he mysteriously disappeared, and even the black prison guards couldn't explain why. As for 13, when Sima Yan captured Hupao, he tried to help but was no match. His bones were crushed. He was supposed to be thrown into the black prison with Hupao but was instead taken away by the supervisor, his fate unknown. As these scenes flashed before Wang Lin's eyes, his gaze blazed with fierce light, and the killing immortal art instantly circulated. Sima Yan's body withered at a visible rate. After killing Sima Yan, Wang Lin turned to the black-armored giant not far away, knowing from Sima Yan's memories that this was the person who had taken away the severely injured 13. "Where's the person you mentioned?" Wang Lin demanded. The giant replied, "Are you referring to the barbarian who was crippled by Sima Yan half a year ago? If it's him, then there's no use looking for me." It turned out that many years ago, the Demon General had ordered a search for individuals with exceptional physical strength. Because 13's body refining technique was unique, he perfectly met these requirements. So, the black-armored giant healed 13's wounds and then sent him to the Demon General. "Wang Lin, if you truly have the ability, there's no need to show off here," the giant challenged. "Do you dare to go to Lord Demon General and demand him back? You saved 13, but then sent him to the Demon General. Your merits and demerits cancel each other out. I won't kill you." As soon as the giant finished speaking, Wang Lin had already transformed into a wisp of green smoke, heading straight for the Demon General's mansion. 13 and Hupu were brought by me to ancient Demon City, Wang Lin mused inwardly. Now they are separated. Back then, at dawn, how could I have known I would sleep for a year in the cave? By a strange twist of fate, it led to this situation. 13 and Hupu were not related to him by blood or kinship. To storm the palace and defy the Demon General for them was tantamount to making an enemy of the entire Heavenly Demon clan. Everyone says a gentleman does not stand under a crumbling wall, and this situation was truly precarious. But Brother Mozi travels the world not seeking to follow heaven's will or the Tao, but only to live a life without regret. If I don't save 13, what Tao have I, Wang Lin, sought my entire life, he thought. From the military camp to the demon general's palace, Wang Lin had to pass through 6 gates. Due to the array's cover, teleportation could not be used, so he could only force his way through. A cold glint flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. The next second, the roar of the first sight, vertical and horizontal, Su Ligua, echoed from within his sword, and with a loud whoosh, the 6th gate shattered. I want to see the demon general, he declared. Thousands of demon soldiers roared in unison, their mission to kill all intruders while the demon general was in seclusion. Thus, Wang Lin fought his way through the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd gates until he finally reached the demon general's mansion. Lord Demon General. Wang Lin requests an audience, he called out. A voice replied, only if you can withstand my 100 demon waves will you be qualified to speak with me. Compared to the time collapse art, these 100 demon waves were even more powerful. Facing this materialized demon sea impact, Wang Lin was about to take out Yao Shishua's evil whisper to resist, but a golden rune he had absorbed from the 2nd stone statue's body inexplicably appeared in his mind. The rune was exceptionally clear, as if it wanted to break free from his sea of consciousness and fly out. Even the circulation of his spiritual power was disturbed by this golden rune, and Wang Lin's mind stirred. He simply let go of his mind and drew a stroke with his right hand. Instantly, a gray chi azure dragon twisted into a rune. With his 2nd stroke, another wisp of gray chi was superimposed on it. In an instant, a majestic aura erupted from the rune. The demon general's heart tightened. He instantly increased the waves from 30 to 60, slamming them towards Wang Lin. Amidst a thunderous roar, the rune met the demon waves. 30 waves were forcefully shattered, but the golden rune's light dimmed, and under the impact of the subsequent 30 waves, it dissolved into nothingness. However, at this moment, 3 streaks of gray chi shot out from the void, piercing through the demon sea and heading straight for the demon general. The next second, a barrier of demon power appeared 7 feet in front of the demon general. The 3 streaks of gray chi struck the barrier and bounced back. Wang Lin, I underestimated you before, the demon general conceded. However, it seems there are many subsequent variations to this rune. Unleash them all, and let's have a hearty battle. Ha 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 ha. Where is 13? Wang Lin pressed. We'll talk after the fight, the demon general replied. My final sand art, once used, you will surely die. Oh? Then show it to me, Wang Lin challenged. Hearing this, Wang Lin ascended 100 zhang into the sky. He closed his eyes and focused his mind. In his mind, the giant handprint he had seen years ago in the immortal realm of the cosmos echoed. Now, that handprint gradually solidified. Wang Lin adjusted his state of mind to that of his enlightenment back then and suddenly opened his eyes. This gaze, looking down upon the great earth, actually gave him a feeling of looking down on all living beings. Even the demon general seemed like an ant in his eyes. Seeing this gaze, the demon general's mind trembled for the first time. He had only felt this kind of gaze before when he first saw the ancient demon statue in the ancient demon grand hall. Even the demon emperor did not possess it. Then, Wang Lin slowly extended his right hand and pressed downwards. In an instant, the sky darkened and the earth dimmed as all the surrounding spiritual energy converged from all directions. Beneath him, a colossal palm print, obscuring the sky and sun, condensed and slowly pressed down. You are already dead. You haven't fully mastered this move yet, but you can try again. Ha 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 ha, good. From today onwards, you shall be the first deputy general of my left-wing demon army. Unexpectedly, that palm technique descending from the sky had not only fooled Hong Dai into a daze earlier, but now it also made Demon General Mo Hai feel as if he had seen his own ancestor. It must be said that Wang Mozi, this old fox, is truly serious when he deceives people. Picking up from last time, this gaze, I only felt something similar when I first looked at the image of the lone demon in the ancient kiln hall. Then, Wang Lin pressed his right hand downwards. In an instant, the sky darkened as a strange energy gathered from all directions beneath him, condensing into a colossal, sky-blotting palm print that slowly pressed down. Seeing this, the demon general's body trembled violently. The world before his eyes seemed to be completely swallowed by that giant palm print, leaving him utterly stunned on the spot. However, what he didn't expect was that the next second, the giant palm transformed into a gentle breeze that simply swept past. You are already dead. You haven't fully mastered this move yet. You can try again. Hearing these words, the demon general's expression flickered uncertainly. Although he suspected this divine ability was merely for show, even a sliver of truth would mean eternal damnation. Recalling the terrifying pressure from earlier, he ultimately dared not take the risk. Is this your ultimate move? Wang Lin didn't answer, merely gazing at him silently, as too many words could reveal a flaw. Where is 13? It turned out that the demon general needed 18 physically powerful individuals to refine his treasure. Fortunately, 13 was further back in the line and hadn't made a move yet. However, Wang Lin had killed tens of thousands of his demons and destroyed 10 miles of the Heavenly Demon Prefecture's city, so this matter could not be easily resolved. The demon general proposed, 3 months from now, I will return to the Heavenly Demon Prefecture to oversee the golden arts. Demon generals from various regions will compete for rewards. If you help me, our past grievances will be wiped clean. Wang Lin pondered for a moment, then nodded. Impressive. Ha 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 ha, good. From today onwards, you shall be the first deputy general of my left-wing demon army. Furthermore, Molihai promised that if he could rank among the top 3 in the capital's competition, he would ask the demon emperor for a general's position for Wang Lin. With that, he grabbed at the void and 13th's figure flew out, landing before Wang Lin. The prerequisite for all of this was still the deterrence brought by that palm print. 3 months later, I will return. Wang Lin extended his divine sense, confirming that 13 was merely unconscious. He then picked him up and flew away. After Wang Lin left, several elders from the late stage of the soul transformation realm stepped forward. Demon General, that palm print must have been a bluff. If you had acted, you would surely have killed this person. Hearing this, Molihai thought to himself, then why don't you go and try to take a palm strike? Meanwhile, Wang Lin, carrying 13, quickly returned to the soul refining tribe with his current late-stage soul transformation cultivation. Ouyang transformed into a black mist and rushed out, stopping about 10 zhang in front of Wang Lin, exclaiming, "Welcome back, ancestor. Welcome back, ancestor." 3 days later, 13 had already been awakened by Wang Lin's magic. The first thing he saw upon waking was Wang Lin, and 13th's pent-up emotions instantly burst forth. From his mouth, Wang Lin learned about the changes over the past year. When discussing Hu Bao, 13 couldn't help but secretly mention his disappearance from the Black Prison, which Wang Lin found very suspicious. With his divine sense at the late stage of soul transformation, Wang Lin swept through Bone Demon City, but hadn't detected any trace of Hupo. Hupo cultivated the soul refining art Wang Lin had taught, meaning control over his soul should still be in Wang Lin's hands. Yet, at this moment, there was no connection in his divine sense. Wang Lin mused, if Hupo isn't dead, he must be in a strange place. Otherwise, I wouldn't fail to detect him. Back then, taking 13 and Hupo to Demon Capture City was originally meant as a test. If they passed, he would impart new divine abilities. For example, Hupo, besides the soul refining art, also had a more advanced soul extraction art. As for 13's performance this year, he had undoubtedly passed the test. Wang Lin took out a green jade slip from his storage bag, which he had obtained from killing the ancestor of the giant demon clan. It contained the body-refining divine ability of the 9 cultivations of the giant spirit. Wang Lin's divine sense swept over it, memorizing the 9 layers of incantations. After erasing 3 layers, he threw it to 13. 13 excitingly took it and kowtowed repeatedly, proclaiming, "Ancestor, 13th's life is yours this lifetime. I will diligently protect the soul-refining tribe. Go, Wang Lin instructed. Meanwhile, in the famous ancient battlefield of the ghostly land, a young man sat cross-legged. A black mist enveloped his body, awakening the dormant spirits of the ancient battlefield. With each awakening, violent black energy surged from the ground, eventually drilling into a small flag 100 zhang away. A black-robed elder also stood 100 zhang away, coldly observing all of this. Indeed, this young man was Hu Bao. He muttered, "Wang Lin, you treated me like a pawn. I will cultivate the myriad soul reversal world-destroying Yuan Palace art to the 4th layer, and I will make you taste despair. Sima Yan, you all just wait." It turned out that during Hu Bao's imprisonment in the Black Prison, he had been waiting for Wang Lin to rescue him. But brother Mozi, Wang Lin, was still sleeping soundly in the former emperor's cave mansion at that time, leading Hu Bao to harbor deep resentment towards him. On the other hand, in the Valley of the Soul refining tribe, Wang Lin swept his right hand across his storage bag, and a forbidden sphere flew out, landing beside him. He cast a hand seal, and the sphere bloomed like a flower, revealing Yao Shishue, whose face was pale. Yao Shishue opened her eyes, staring at Wang Lin with malicious intent, her hatred almost solidifying. Wang Lin addressed her, "Fellow Taoist Yao, how have you considered Wang's previous proposal? My patience is limited. I'll only give you 3 chances. This time, you can still choose not to answer, but by the 3rd time, there will be no turning back for us." Yao Shishue retorted, "Aren't you afraid my father will hunt you down?" Wang Lin replied, "Afraid? Shui Zhu's cultivation far surpasses mine. If he hunts me down, I'm afraid with my current cultivation, I wouldn't even have a chance to escape." Yao Shishue pleaded, "Let me go. I swear I won't mention this to my father. Our grievances will be wiped clean." Wang Lin simply stated, "I don't believe you." Yao Shishue then threatened, "Even if you seal me, my father's divine abilities will surely find me. By then, I will personally watch him crush your body, extract your soul, and lock you in the ghostly land, making you taste a life worse than death." Wang Lin calmly responded, "You've wasted your 2nd chance. I hope you'll cherish the next one." As for how Wang Lin tortured Yao Shishue, the narrative skips that part here. Time flies. More than 2 months passed, and only a few days remained until the appointment with the Demon General. On the city wall of Shirgu Demon City, Demon General Moli Hai was eagerly awaiting Wang Lin. He lamented that 13 had been taken away by Wang Lin, but knew that if Wang Lin truly helped, Moli Hai would surely rank among the top 3 in the Demon General Grand Competition. By then, he would not only gain cultivation qualifications at the Demon Capture Hall, but also be promoted to Deputy Commander. Moli Hai took a deep breath and his gaze once again swept into the distance. This time, however, a smile appeared on his lips. "Ha ha 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 ha. Brother Wang, I'm here." Wang Lin's figure appeared in the sky outside the east gate. "Sorry to have kept you waiting, Brother Mo," Wang Lin said. "No worries," Moli Hai replied. "This journey is quite important to me. I'll have to rely heavily on you, Brother Wang." "No problem," Wang Lin assured him. If you want to know what happens next, please give a like, fellow Taoists. We'll continue in the next episode.